Alright boys, at the time of recording, Bitcoin is down about 5%, and an hour ago it was down a whole 5%. It's just sitting just above $95,000 at the time of recording. But like Vivek says on X, who the heck is dumping Bitcoin? Well, welcome to crypto, and it's actually the government again. According to Watcher.guru, the US government has just moved 10,000 Bitcoin worth almost $1 billion to Coinbase. Usually whenever some crypto is sent to an exchange, it's because it's about to be sold off. And since we have been seeing some last minute corruption from this administration, it wouldn't be surprising to me that they would try to get rid of this Bitcoin so that Donald Trump can't actually make a Bitcoin strategic reserve as he's promised to do. But just like in the past, if the government does sell the Bitcoin, then it's going to be scooped up by savvy investors like you and me or BlackRock. And if we do see a little bit of a dip, it's probably going to be short-lived, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing a floor here pretty soon and continuing back to the upside. Speaking of continuing to the upside, look at XRP. It's up more than 429% in just the past couple of weeks. And as long as Bitcoin doesn't put in a lower high here and actually see a little bit of a retracement, then it looks like XRP could continue seeing some really great gains, especially since, according to the block, Wisdom Tree has just filed with the SEC for a spot XRP ETF. I don't think Gary Gensler is going to be making this decision this time since he has resigned and is going to be stepping down on Inauguration Day. And just like with the other ETFs, it's going to take some time for there to be some approval. But also just like with the other ETFs, we're probably going to see XRP continuing to run up just in anticipation of the news, which could turn out to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. But right now it is the rumor. So until there's an official decision, or probably at least until Inauguration Day, whenever we might get some kind of hint who's actually going to be in charge of the SEC after that, then it looks like we're still in the buy the rumor part of this scenario, and I think it's going to continue having a good time. Here we have a post by Crypto Rover, and he's showing the total crypto market cap excluding the top 10, which is indicating that we could be seeing a breakout and the beginning of altcoin season starting really soon, because it looks like this chart is pretty closely resembling what happened back in the 2021 bull market. And like I've been saying, altcoin season doesn't start until Bitcoin has had most of its gains, and with it almost breaking over $100,000, in my opinion, it's probably about time for altcoin season. And as soon as Bitcoin can actually confirm it's going to be staying above $100,000, I'm pretty sure these altcoins are probably going to be blasting off. Now, back to that government corruption.
Second one, will the president pardon or commute his son if he's convicted?
So I've answered this question before. It was asked of me not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was very clear, and I said no.
Okay. Let me go back to the first question of the briefing. I know you said not a lot's changed since yesterday and that it's a personal matter, but from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Again, you've also said several times that the president would not pardon or commute the sentences for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he would not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
So that was a fucking lie.
As we sit here in Normandy, your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Bullshit!
Well, who could have seen that coming? Joe Biden has officially pardoned his son, and retroactively for like 7 years or something like that. I guess they had a lot of corruption and illegal activity that they had to make sure they covered their asses for. But hopefully something can be done about this. I mean, this is some blatant corruption. They've been lying, obviously. I mean, nothing is new here. But damn, I mean, wasn't Biden taking money from Ukraine and China and laundering it through his son's business? Is it really okay for a 100% compromised president to actually be able to pardon whoever his business associates are, even if they are his son? I know that Donald Trump decided not to charge Hillary Clinton in his last presidency because he thought it would look bad for America, but in my opinion, it looks even more bad for America to let this stuff happen instead of charging the responsible parties. If history is any indication, then obviously nothing is going to happen and these people are above the law. They used to at least try to cover up the corruption, and now they're just doing it right out in the open.
Joe Biden is leaving office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else. It is a complete and utter failure by the head of the Democratic Party and the President of the United States. Never again do I want to hear, oh, Donald Trump's a liar. You can't believe anything he says. Donald Trump will abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again. I have one question for Karen, and that is, why did he need an 11-year blanket pardon going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president? We are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes, and Joe Biden amazingly knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows just about when it all started. He's leaving office in complete and total disgrace. He is a liar, and there is no other way to spin this today. This has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with the character of Joe Biden.
Well, I stand corrected. It's 11, not 7 years. And I don't think Donald Trump is going to only be doing things to try to benefit his associates or the people that he deals with. I mean, surely some of the things he does is going to benefit them, but even if he was totally corrupt, what kind of precedent is this setting? If the previous president is just pardoning his corrupt son, and they cover up all of the information using social media websites just like they did with the Hunter Biden laptop in the last election, then how the hell can you expect anyone to hold any other president or other politicians responsible for the things that they do? In my opinion, Donald Trump needs to come in and lay down the law, and he needs to do what he promised to do in his last presidency, which is to actually drain the swamp, because it's just overflowing with swamp creatures at this point. Things have gotten completely out of hand, and even over here on CNN, they're talking crap about the Democrats, which is kind of a breath of fresh air, honestly, and it seems like they can't continue to just lie straight to their viewers' faces. They saw in the election that the overwhelming majority of people know that they're full of shit, and if you look at their ratings, they're continuing to decline, showing that people are losing more and more respect for these people, and they no longer trust them. If it wasn't for this guy right here, then CNN would probably be completely out of business and looking to be bought by some new billionaire, just like MSNBC. And if they don't get more people like him on these panels, then they are probably going to be next. But that's fine with me, honestly, because the people own these airwaves, and we shouldn't have to be paying for these stupid-ass people to continue lying to us and trying to manipulate our government. One of the best things that Donald Trump could do to lay down the law, as I mentioned, is to remove the broadcasting rights from these big government-run news companies. But he probably doesn't really have to do that because, like I said, nobody watches these clowns anymore anyway. Them and the White House press secretary have been lying to us nonstop for the past 8 years. Well, really, since they've been in business, but it's been ramping up to extreme levels over the past 8 years. And it's a classic case of don't listen to what they say, just watch what they do. Because like I just showed you, they've been telling us for years that Joe Biden wasn't going to pardon his son. But right whenever he's about to leave office, of course he does, not only to cover his son's ass, but to cover his own. In the same fashion, the Democrats have been waging their anti-crypto war. Meanwhile, these same politicians are invested in the cryptocurrency that they have promised to destroy. So just watch what they do and don't listen to what they say, because there's nothing that they can really do to stop cryptocurrency, just like there's nothing that they can do to cover up the corruption that is so blatantly obvious. But you let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is the government going to sell all this Bitcoin so that Donald Trump can't start that Bitcoin strategic reserve? And if they do continue to try to sabotage Trump's presidency, what do you think Donald Trump should do to retaliate? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if I brought you value. But most importantly, don't forget to do only good every day, and follow my Discord. There's a link down in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.